How's it going, everybody? I wanted to go over two collections that we brought in. They're all used cars. They're all going to be relatively inexpensive on the resale. Some of them are nice ones and somewhat collector grade, but most of them are going to be, I would either use them for parts or, if you're just looking for beaters to kick around with, friends or kids that don't have a clue what they're doing. And if they rough these up, it's not that big a deal. And the other thing I was going to talk about tonight was the 3 new releases from Carrera. And we will kick it off with those. So the first one they have is a Lamborghini Huracan, and the shade of blue is just unbelievable. I love that color blue. It is fantastic. And I'm a sucker for race stripes as well. So that's the first one. Just set him aside, put him back together a little bit. And then we've got 2 Audi R8s. So it's a slow day on the release trail, but here's the Audi R8, the newest one. It's pretty killer. Let's adjust this a little bit. But typical Carrera quality, it's just awesome. Everything's smooth, the wheels are spinning smooth, nothing sounds janky. That's cool. And the last one for the new cars anyway is another Audi R8. This one's pretty wicked too. So there you have it. That's all we have for new releases for this week that have actually come into the shop, or I should say for last week. Now, we'll get into the collection. The first, they're all pretty much Carrera cars. There's only a few 124 scale cars, and of those 124 scale cars, only one is of the current chassis type and digital. So we have the Porsche 917. It's got all its parts, all its magnets. But with saying that, the little winglets on the back are missing, but everything else seems in good order. Windshield's good, headlights good. So that'll be going up on the page hopefully this week. And let's just continue with the 124. We got the Aerostreams. This is the Audi, and this is the original release. So if anyone's missing, if you're a collector and you want the original release chassis, which is this one, doesn't run the greatest, but if you're a variant type person, then this is a must-have for you. And then we also have the Mercedes. Mercedes does, let's see if it shows up, does have a little bit of guardrail wear, which was expected, should be expected with these cars because the magnetic downforce was not the best. And then we have Porsche 911 GT1. This one, it's missing both mirrors, which is pretty common for cars of this age. A little bit of wear. So far, everyone I've tested runs, so you can count on that. And if it doesn't run, then I will fix it so that it does. And we got the Panos, no wing, no, well, it's got one mirror. It also utilizes the old chassis. I think I just tested that. The 9 volts not very powerful, so I'll have to get something stronger to test the lights, but it does run. And we'll save those for a second. And then we have one other Porsche. It's the mobile car. It does run. Again, it's missing mirrors and the wing, but if you're just looking for a car to beat around, or even a chassis to repurpose it on another car, it'll be a good option for you. These next two are kind of strange, rare. You see them online quite a bit, like on eBay, things like that. So they're not totally impossible to find, but when you do, they're pretty expensive. The one that I had, I thought I brought it home, but I didn't. I actually took one of these and put in like a Parma guide, reworked the rear end so I could put scale auto, silicone tires, aluminum wheels, and all the fun stuff. So mine now runs really well. So it's these. So I'm not sure why the foam tire. When I first got into this, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I bought this car thinking it's going to be the sweetest thing ever, and I put it on my track, and the tires just spun. So you got two options. Swap it out like I did, find the parts that'll work for you, change out the rear end, or you could do what some people do. They'll smear silicone with their finger, like they'll run the car, smear the silicone on, and it's not the best, but at least the car will go around the track because of having the silicone smeared on there. So there's that one. I think they did. I'm pretty sure they released 4 of these. There's a Red Bull out there. There's a black one, that red one there, and then this silver and white version. But the bodies, motors, chassis, they're all the same. It's just a paint job that's different. And on mine, a buddy of mine, he digitized it for me. So on mine, I have a little brass arm that comes out, so it'll read the sensor on the track, so we can run it digital. It was a pretty cool project to watch him do it because he's got far better skills than I do when it comes to all that. So, keeping on the Carrera, we've got 575. This one looks like it's in really good condition. Doesn't look like it's got hardly any wear at all, but I know it has been run because I looked. So that's going to be a good one. And you don't see many of these anymore, the MC12s. This one's the Vitaphone one. It's got all its parts. It is analog. He's added extra magnets, which was pretty common if you're running stock tires. You need that extra downforce. And all these cars will be going up on the Cincy Slots webpage this week. I'm going to try to get them all entered by Thursday. I got stuck on a job this morning, so I didn't get in till late, so I didn't get to do any of this fun stuff. Here's another 575, no interior. So, something like that, you're probably looking $10 to $14, and shoot, the parts alone are worth that. So I think people tend to forget that, you look at a car that's roughed up like that one, doesn't have an interior, and you think, that's not worth $15. But if you need the axles, they're still good. The motor, it's going to still be good. A lot of them still have their wings and mirrors. They're still good. So they're worth probably more in parts than they are the whole car. But, you can decide how you want to use it. This one is a complete Ferrari 512 BB. Glare on the window kind of makes it hard to see, but this one has it's got one mark on the front fender and another mark or two here, but it's in really good condition. So that should be a good car for somebody. Here's another. These next two, there's a yellow one and the red one, 512 BBs. Neither one of these have interiors, but again, actually this one looks like it has the MRRC red can motor, which is a 35K motor. At least that's what it looks like it has in there. Can't really see it too well there. So that's a hot motor. And this one looks like this one's got the stock Carrera motor in it. But again, the wheels are good. And the body itself is in really good shape. You just don't have mirrors and a wing, unfortunately. And you get people that are asking, do you have a windshield for XYZ car? I mean, this would be a perfect candidate if you have a good one, but the windshield got cracked or what have you. Here's a quick little Ninco tuner. There's a lot of people that are into the ones that came out around the Fast and the Furious. So you got this BMW tuner car. It's pretty sweet. It is plagued with the Ninco spur gear or pinion gear issue, so that will need to be replaced. But the car itself, I'm not even sure if he ran it. Oh yeah, he did a little bit. But the body looks brand new from what I can see. I have a little scuff there, but yeah, and then the motor is a Crusher NC6 for you guys that are into Ninco motors. Slot.it Nissan. He's going to have to find a new home. He looks really solid as well. I don't see any broken or glued parts on this guy, so that'll be a good $30 car for somebody. A couple Fly Porsches. This one has they both do. They both have the skinny race front wheels on it. Got their race wheel on it with those weights. You can see the weight in there. I only did that on a few cars. I think it was this and maybe the what was that other one? The Lola. Was it a B98 maybe? But you didn't see the weights on many cars. What else should we do? A couple more cool Carrera cars. Got the Cuda. He looks in good order for the most part. He is missing a driver side mirror, but other than that, he looks pretty solid. Shooter to the side, and everybody's favorite GTO. Problem is, he got mixed up in an accident somewhere. He got one of his eyes punched out. But he does come with the original tires. So, again, if you've got something wrong with yours, replace the grill. You got a good one here. I talked last week about this Sigma from SEX. He'll be up there. Comes in this fancy box. Got a handful of these Skeletric. I call them rent-a-car because you can beat the crud out of these and nothing's going to get broken or hurt. So there's 2 Porsches, 2 Audi TTs, all in good shape. All of them work fine. Got a couple Skeletric Sports. You got the TVR, which this car always just stood out to me as one of the cooler cars from that Skeletric came out with in their sport line. And everybody's favorite Camaro. It does have road rash on the roof, and it's missing the rear wing. But again, if you want a Camaro that you don't mind getting beat up, this will be one for you. It's not going to be very expensive either, so that's good. And we're almost through. We got about, I don't know, 10 or so more. We got the Superbird that everybody has seen for years and years, although you can't seem to get enough of. And this one's in really, really good shape. I don't see any wear on the quarters. No real bumps on the front at all. It's got both air vents in it. It hasn't slid down the track on its roof. Looks really nice. That'd be a nice one. Then I got the number 71. It's missing the wing, but other than that, it's in superb condition. And it does come with the original tires. It's got silicones and it's got a brand I'm not a fan of, so we'll just leave that to the buyer to figure out what they want to do with it. Got the other Cuda. Got the stock tires. Nothing's changed. It does run. It appears to be complete. All the mirrors, all bumper pieces and all that, so that's good. Can't really tell. Looks like something like the exhaust. Where's that other one? Yeah, looks like it might be missing the exhaust pipes, maybe. So you have to create your own on that one. Here's one that you hardly ever see for sale, the Scirocco. Unfortunately, it's missing its wing. But yeah, you never see these for sale. This one is digital, so keep in mind when you look at it and you wonder why it's, you know, 25, 30 bucks or whatever it is. The chip alone, you can hardly find them, and you can always rob the chip out of this. The chips are, you know, 30 to 35 bucks depending on where you get them. So, you know, you get your money back just in the chip, and you still have all the spare parts. So keep that in mind. It's an old Z4. Again, no wing. Guy seemed like he was kind of rough on his stuff. But the nice thing about this one is it does have the odd motor pod that fits in like the Monzas and the original Dodge police car. He's got the same one. No rear spoiler. Does have the digital chip. So, and the axles, wheels and axles, you can't get those anymore either. So keep all that in mind. Just the Mustang. This has the, I think this is old Pro X. I don't think the the D132 cars ever came out with this guide configuration. And what it does is when the car goes around the turn, the magnet, I think, was supposed to move, so it stayed with the rail to help, get you some better. Oops, here we go. Oh, you can tell I'm new to this live feed thing because I just missed a ton of them. Let's see if I missed anything. Dusty's here, Daryl's there, Marty's multitasking. Good job. Visit Marty's 2 lines tomorrow night. I think he starts around 8, so keep a lookout for that. So many cars, yeah, I know, but you gotta keep bringing them in. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's just bust through a couple more and call it a night. Electric Corvette. It's got some wear on the top and may need a pinion gear. But all these cars that have as much issues as some of these do, you're only paying $15 or whatever. They're gonna be pretty cheap. Just move them on through. Another Carrera. I think that's the Aston Martin, if I'm not mistaken. It's got silicones on it. Comes with the, I think those are the stock tires. Yeah. And then, again, he added extra magnets, so you might want to pry those off or leave them on, whatever floats your boat. And then we've got this over there. Jaguar D-Type. Again, original tires, has silicone tires on it. This is another one you don't see very often, the Opel GT. Again, this one's a digital car. It's got one mirror missing, but it's a rare car. When they came out, it's kind of strange. I think Carrera is kind of like that. When they're available, it seems like sometimes they're a slow sell, and then when they marinate for a year or two, people go back and they're all hot to trot to get it. So my recommendation when you're buying Carrera cars, and I don't know why it's primarily Carrera cars, at least that's what I found, they retain or go up in value. So usually the cheapest you're going to find it is when they're released. So don't wait around. If there's something you want and you can afford to get it, I would go ahead and do so. We got 2 F1 cars. They also have the old style type of guide. I don't know if this actually enhanced it or not. It wasn't very long that they used this. So what else is over there? Anything good? Yeah, there's a Camaro. We're about out of cars. I do have we sold one of these and it came back because it had a messed up motor mount. And I was just going to fix it and use it on my SCX off-road trek. And my sweatshirt looks like it's longer than it is, but there it is. But the motor mount must have had, I haven't taken it apart yet, it just came back today. Must have had a flimsy piece on it and the motor fell out of the holder, so I'm just going to get some styrene and super glue it and put it back on the road, and if somebody wants to buy it, then I'll put it up for sale there. It does have working suspension, which is cool. That motor mount's getting hung up. Maybe this side. There you go. That side you can see it. And this one's a They call it four-wheel drive, but it's really just a rubber band that goes front to back. So, but they're really cool trucks. We got a couple more back there. I may have talked about it that night where I was talking about the weird cars. But I think, oops, last one. There's no more. Ninco and Fly. The wing's been repaired, but I believe it does come with the race motor, so it's a little hotter motor. Missing a mirror. And then if anybody is into, I keep thinking I'm done. There's a SEX rally car, snow edition-ish. As far as a list of cars that are available, you probably just have to go back and watch the video. I'm going to post it so you can see it. I think I posted a picture also on our Facebook page. So if you go to Cincy Slots on Facebook, you should be able to find like a group shot of them and see what's available there. I'm not, but if anybody's into 143rd, these two came in, and using a 9-volt battery, these motors scream. So they move out. Oh, you got a bad brush here. There you go. So there you have it. Didn't really have a whole lot to show you on the new stuff, so I figured I'd share a portion of a collection that, kind of two collections that we got. Now on the new collection front, I was talking with a guy today. Looks like I'm going to have a golf Austin Healey, a turquoise Ninco, that's a Ninco, turquoise with white Ninco vet, one of those slotted kits of the Ferrari 312. Got two fly trucks, both Mercedes. One's the BP, which is a really awesome truck. That one sold really well. It's going to be a Reese's SCX NASCAR Pro Kit. And if you remember, Carrera brought out a Ferrari F1 car that came with a controller, and the box that it was in looked like a giant fuel cap, those chrome ones. So that one's in there. A Fly Porsche 917 L&M, slot.it, Chaparral. And then on 124 cars, there's another one of these, but it's supposed to be new. The same car with the Golf livery. I think it's hard to see in the picture, but I think there's one of the Ferrari bread vans. The Maserati 4CL, isn't it? Yeah. It kind of goes along with these guys. And then the other two are Ferrari 512s. Looks like the two original ones, the yellow number 23 and the red 28. So there you have it. That's it. Thank you guys for tuning in. What class is the 917 racing? That's going to be in vintage. It would be nice, at least at the shop, if we could get people buying. I'm sure plenty of them have them already, but get the 917 would work in vintage. The Ferrari 512, the Lola T70. You could do the 904. Probably wouldn't run as well, mainly because we don't have a tire for it. And there might be another that I'm forgetting about, but that's it. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Gonna hit the road. Appreciate it. I'll see if I can come up with some more stuff by next Monday night. See ya.